You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Now is the best time to start working at Amazon. They are offering sign-on bonuses up to $3,000 and hourly pay up to $22 per hour. You'll bring home a great weekly paycheck, and many jobs come with benefits that start on your first day. That's higher pay, sign-on bonuses, benefits day one. And you'll be part of a safe and inclusive workplace ranked among the best in the world. Go to amazon.com/apply to start your job search today. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey.
Look at you.
Billie Eilish, she has such a voice.
She does. I like her story too.
Yeah, she has a synesthesia also. That's what I have.
What's that?
It's something in the brain that turns sounds into different sensations. So for me, sounds are usually colors and shapes.
You can feel sounds? Like physically?
No, but you can call me crazy. You can smell them and see sounds.
How high are you?
when I was younger, I didn't know what was going on because we went to a nightclub. And I was like, is anyone else seeing like spots and triangles and shit? Like is the bass messing with everybody? And no, I literally... I can't go to nightclubs because it literally interferes with my vision, but it's fantastic if you go to like the orchestra. It's very peaceful and calm.
Wow, that is fascinating.
Pause for inhaler.
Oh, pause for inhaler. That's relatable. I'm sure there's people out there that I don't know if people can like see and feel sounds like you're high ass, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but like if you see someone have an asthma attack on TV, you start like clutching your own chest. You're
I bet.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I feel that. No, synesthesia. It's more common than uncommon.
Interesting.
But it was interesting to see like, a celebrity talk about it. So
yeah. Well, if you guys have this, like, drop a comment. I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, what do you smell?
What do you smell when you're listening to us?
What do you smell? What do you smell at the nightclub? Please, I'm interested. What color is Wednesday for you? No, seriously, like it's a trip. It's literally a trip.
Yeah, literally. Wow, that's fascinating. You know what else is fascinating is Steven's overinflated ego that makes him think that he can like just get whatever he wants in this weird.
He has false big dick energy.
Yeah,
he's got big dick energy, but without the big dick.
Right? Like,
I mean, I haven't seen it, okay, but he acts like he's posing that he has that energy.
And please don't send it to us if it's out there.
I see enough dicks on the side job. I don't need to see it. Please.
Let's talk about Steven, because a lot of the tell-all, we're talking about the tell-all, y'all. A lot of the tell-all was Steven and then the cast going after Steven. I particularly was fond of Armando. Calm, cool, collected. He was just like, look, I was raised Mormon too, so I know the beliefs, and you're like doing all this shit and saying all this shit, but without like the Book of Mormon to back you up, right? Like you are acting like you're requiring all this of Alina, but you're not following most of the tenets yourself. Like that's such a hypocrite. And then Cory chimed in which I thought was funny. And he's like, yeah, same, but I'm not out. I don't like act Mormon, but I also am not out there spouting the Book of Mormon and requiring everybody around me. You know, he fully admitted to it, which is the most like redeemable thing Cory's ever said in his entire run on the show. And then, but Alina's like, yeah, I'm going to give him one more chance, but she looked really, so, I don't know. Talk to me about that body language. Talk to me about Steven. Thoughts?
No, I don't like Steven. I'm the pessimistic tea drinker this morning. I'm just, dunking the tea. I don't like him. I don't know. It's the same.
I don't think anybody likes him.
Somebody likes him. Trust me.
Really? You think?
I promise you. I promise you.
I have seen nothing but like everybody spewing at him, like well-deserved hate.
Yeah, that's from like, yeah, but like there's people probably on his page that are saying, you're such a beautiful soul.
Oh God.
We love you.
That's awful.
Thank you for sticking to your morals.
What morals? What fucking morals?
I don't know. He is a professional soaker.
Oh God, a professional soaker. That's awful. We've talked about soaking before. You guys don't make us do it again.
I'm not talking about it yet.
But he, talks about like having like all of the sex, and then like all of these things are coming out. Vanessa, who is his ex that we saw on the tell-all, went on Reddit and did an AMA, basically talking about what a douchebag he is. There was some speculation that Steven like had her come on the show because he wanted to like set up a threesome with her. I don't know if that was the case, because TLC is always trying to get these ancillary characters on the show because it like, causes fireworks and stuff. So for other couples in the past, like they'll take whoever they can get. Some people who are like central to the storyline will not come on or whatever. So they just take like, okay, well, what about this person? What about this person? And then they go out and contact them. And since Vanessa was on the show, they showed him talking to her on the show. Like she came on the tell-all. So,
well, I mean, he admitted to getting nudes from chicks and
a lot of screen grabs of text message conversations or DM conversations in, on Instagram or wherever he is. There's a lot of screen grabs of him having these conversations with women that are just gross. And they're coming around like all over the place. I can't even just say, oh, there's this one, because there's so many. And I take screen grabs oftentimes with a grain of salt because they can be faked very easily. And we've seen that. We've also seen, people intentionally, trying to bait these cast members and stuff. I don't know that I'm not saying that any of that is happening in this case. I don't have any evidence one way or the other. I didn't look too deeply into it because frankly, like, even without all that, I still hate him. Like, that's just, as we say in law, that's just cumulative.
but it happens, right? So, yeah, screen grabs. I don't know. I mean, Alina seems not to care.
Yeah, she seems.
She seems to be like, well, I'm not leaving him because of it. So
she says she'll give him one more chance, but it seems like she says that begrudgingly, and so I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell her expressions and her body language because, like, I don't know, like, we don't really know her that well. I would say
she doesn't really have expressions.
Yeah, that's true.
She's not very expressive.
Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to say. Interesting. So I mean, despite the tell-all being a lot about him and then invoking Nelson Mandela during his
I was like, okay.
I'm not sure what that was about, but whatever. So let's move on from Steven. Let's talk Jenny and Sumit.
I will let you actually give your thoughts first on this one.
So Jenny and Sumit, they come on together from Zoom, and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to their segment. Like I literally went and got snacks during their segment, but I still what I got from it was and then they had Sumit's parents on, and Sean was like, oh, you can tell your parents you're married. And he chickened out and didn't, and his reasoning was like, oh well, it's better to tell them in person, which I think is just him more putting it off, because that's what he does, right? And he's admitted to doing that. And so what and then they had Kenny saying all of this stuff, and they show preview of him saying, well, and you got married, and everybody goes gasp, and then they cut to commercial. But when they come back and show Kenny talking, he says you got married. He got married, meaning his arranged marriage is what he was referencing.
Gotcha.
He's like comes in and says like, oh, you had him do this, and they had him do this, and he got married and all this stuff, and it still hasn't broken them up. So clearly they want to be together, was what his comment was. But it almost made it sound like Kenny was going to spill the beans on camera to Family Submit, which didn't happen. And that was really all there was. There wasn't a whole lot with them.
I mean, I think we got most of the drama on screen with them. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Jenny kind of has her thing, and maybe the thing is not seeing anything means that we're probably going to see them on some happily ever after BS.
Right.
So
right. For sure. They're saving that.
Quiet on the tell-all means that we're going to get a season with them.
With all of that drama.
All that drama.
Yep.
Because
which we said last week. Or,
we'll see if it pans out. Let's see if our tea leaf reading actually works.
Tea leaf reading as you're dipping your.
Do you see Jenny? Do you see Jenny at the bottom of your cup?
Oh God, please no. I'm drinking coffee. You're the one drinking tea over there, dunking your tea bag. You're teabagging your cup in a way.
Teabagging my cup.
Yeah.
Usually I'm teabagging noobs, but today
I'm drinking coffee from my original 90 Day Gaze coffee mug.
So you have that one, and I have the one that I can't use for work meetings. I have the dick pig one.
Oh God. I have the rainbow one, which is like Sissy Squad original one.
Before they covered, I see the eggplant. I was like, oh, I want to use that one today, but then it's gonna be a lot of questions.
The gays are going on tour.
Where to?
All over the United States. They're actually coming to DC. They're probably going to be in Arizona. I haven't
been keeping up with them. What are they touring? What are they going to tour?
They're doing their show on the road. They did a couple shows in LA, and they're taking their show on the road. And I don't know the details because I'm not like in their Facebook group and stuff, but I know that they have so many, because I follow them, on Instagram. They have so many, like, they don't just cover 90 Day, right? Like,
right. They're reality. Yeah.
They're reality gays now. So not 90 Day Gays. And so they cover like all of this other stuff, and they do a lot. And I know way back when they first started and stuff, they were trying to like make this their full-time jobs. So looks like, they're taking their show on the road. So I've always been a fan of the gays. So anyway, check them out. Sidebar.
Shout out.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Is your career taking you where you want to go? With Saia LTL Freight's best-in-class benefits, signing bonuses, and competitive pay, it's easy to see why we have the longest tenure in the industry. So whether it's cross-country travel, being home nights and weekends, or working from the terminal, we've got a career for you. Drive your future forward. Visit workatsaia.com. That's workatsaia.com.
So the next thing I have on my list is they showed the clip of Kenny and Armando's wedding of Armando's dad being like, there's no need to put barriers and not accept anything. Like he said, like seeing their love, seeing them at the wedding, even kissing and all of that, which was the latest storyline, was Armando was concerned that dad would be uncomfortable with them kissing and hugging and dancing and all that stuff. But they showed this clip of Father Armando saying that, you know, it's love. There's no need to put barriers between us and not to accept it, which was the feel good moment of the night, I think. Although I saw a lot of commentary afterwards that TLC or Sharp Productions, whatever, blew up that storyline about him not accepting Armando and Kenny's, you know, gayness or whatever. They blew up that storyline and made it bigger than it was. And Kenny's or Armando's dad was always like more accepting. I don't know if I buy that 100%. I mean, that's a tactic that they use frequently, the show uses frequently, but I got genuine feel goods from this storyline the whole season. So
they do that a lot, and I'm speaking partway from experience, but just kind of like they do that with the kids too. Like, I hope so-and-so's kids accept me. And it like is this long storyline of like,
right.
And then it gets to the end, they're like, oh yeah, they actually like me. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
it's fine the whole time.
There wasn't any hatred the whole time anyway. So it's like, okay.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, especially when there's not much to draw for drama, I think they do that.
Yeah, for sure. But I felt like genuine emotion. I felt from the Father Armando and Armando story.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't know your kid get married too, and he probably was experiencing some kind of pull on his conservative side, but you know.
But that's not an uncommon thing for parents or who are against, you know, homosexuality, whatever. And then their kid, they experience it with their kid, and then they see it, and then they're like, it goes away, right? That hesitation goes away because they see their kid happy, and that part of their, you know, feelings take over. And it's like, you know what? That other stuff doesn't matter. My kid's happiness matters. Right. And look how in love they are. I mean, I've seen that before in real life. You see that all the time. So this isn't out of the ordinary to me. So I didn't go, you know, my fraud radar.
Your fraudar?
Didn't go off during that.
No. And they can exaggerate on something and it not be fraud.
Right.
It's not as bad as Family Libby or whatever, where it's like the family doesn't actually hate everyone. They're all fine. But it's like exploded into this, like no one was throwing chairs. Armando's father wasn't like throwing mugs and shit at them at the wedding, and then saw them kiss and was like bewildered by their love and turned his ways around. It was kind of an organic, you know, okay, fine, you love him. But I think that his family, and I'm just assuming, I don't know the timeline of him losing his ex-wife to the car accident to now. I mean, there's a lot of like trauma that happened. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they liked his ex-wife.
They were, I think they were all really close. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going from grieving from someone being gone, no matter how long it is, to, hey, I'm actually gay. Hey, I have a boyfriend. Hey, he's coming over. Hey, we're getting married. That's a lot to kind of like get through. So I don't know what the timeline is. This could have happened years ago and they're fine.
Right. I don't remember.
It could have happened. Or it could have happened previously before the show. I didn't look too much into it because it was too traumatic. And
it was pretty traumatic.
That should stay. I didn't take
note. He like posted about it like once and said like, this is what I'm going to say about it. And it's still out there. You can find it if you search for it. It's not that hard to find, but basically she got into a car accident. He was involved in the vehicle situation. So there was a lot of trauma about her passing. And I think at some point during the show, his sister was saying how close they were to her. So yeah, it is, traumatic to lose that and to then have all of this other stuff thrown at you. It's pretty difficult. But I felt it was, overall, I felt this whole timeline, this whole storyline was feel good. And it's where I got my feel good moments. And I'm sure they're going to be, I don't have evidence. I don't have anything to back it up, but their storyline lends to, I'm sure they are going to be back on another season of something. Maybe following their let's have a kid or let's adopt a kid storyline.
Well, let's okay. Can we talk about that though? The argument of whether or not they're going to have a biological baby or adopt, and the reasons, right?
Right.
The whole thing is like, Armando wants to have a biological baby. However the heck they're going to do that, whatever.
Right.
And Kenny's children wants him to adopt because they don't want them to have like this new life and forget about them.
Right. A lot of people were saying how selfish Kenny's daughters were.
A little bit, like the fear that your dad's going to have like another kid and then run off and forget all about you guys. Like, it's not going to happen. Like,
right.
Kenny does not strike me as the person who's just going to
he wants
put up walls and then run away. Like, if anything, he would want to bring them all over more so that they could be a part of the kid's life. So it's that was
and
one
his
of the
grandkids. If he had a biological kid, it would be like the same age as his grandkids. So that's a little weird. But I don't know if the daughter's fears are well founded.
They're preparing for like a happily ever after, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're preparing for some kind of conflict now that they can do with the family versus,
right.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like an authentic fear that his kids have, because I think that they're all pretty solid in their family.
Right.
I really don't think that the daughter would have really thought that. I don't know. Anyways.
We got a good segment on Ellie and Victor. Victor is here in the United States. He was there on stage in New York or wherever they filmed this. They usually do it in New York. And so there was this whole conversation. They also brought Hiromi out, which is Ellie's best friend. She's the one that's always super, has been super concerned about her friend.
Right.
So seeing that Victor there confirms what we've been hearing. We knew she was back, but people were saying they had seen him, but we didn't have photographic evidence of it.
She kept him hidden very well.
Yeah. But people said they had seen them, like, people who live in that area or whatever. And so now we have the validation of that, right? And then Hiromi comes out and is like, she's expressing her concerns because he, cheated and it wasn't just like he had like a one-night stand, drunken sex after the club or something, or got the BJ for real on his way home from his Uber driver or something. But he had a whole ass relationship where this woman lived with him and all this stuff. So that's where Hiromi's concern was. And Victor's response is he's laughing. He's like, well, who here has never cheated? As if everybody cheats in the manner that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I get the whole throw the first stone thing, but like, that doesn't make it okay in your situation.
I know. That's the thing. Oh my God.
Who else hasn't robbed a bank? Come on, guys.
Right.
On. Can you blame me?
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't get a lot of airtime, probably because of the hurricane. I mean, it seemed like their whole storyline happened in the confines of like 2 days or maybe a week on the island before she came back or whatever. We don't know. So now that he's here, are they going to do a happily ever after or something? Possibly. Their storyline sets up well for it, but I don't know if she strikes me as somebody who's, a clout chasing fame seeker on Instagram and wants to promote like BoomBot or something.
Yeah, I don't want to say it like this. I don't know how exciting their story is.
Right.
Like maybe they'll sit on it for a little bit. Maybe we'll see them like on Diaries. I don't know, but they're not exciting. It's just kind of...
Yeah. We didn't get a lot from them. So I wonder if their dynamic is actually something completely different. But here's the thing. So you remember, God, what's her name? They live in LA and she has a twin sister, and he's Brooks and
whatever her name is.
Right.
God, so I forgot.
Right. Well, as boring as their storyline was, the word that I had from my source at TLC at the time told me that was even trumped up. Like what we saw on TV was really, really exaggerated.
Because they were actually really normal.
And even more boring than what we saw. So they turned out to be really boring. We didn't see them anymore. They didn't show up on any other seasons. So I wonder if this couple would have been like them, because like it's hard to know what their storyline was planned before the hurricane, before the hurricane hit. Like, why were they cast?
Right.
What was it about their relationship that grabbed the producers that cast them? We didn't get to see that because they had to switch.
Were just going for some safe because they expected crazy from other people. I don't know.
It's possible. The whole cheating storyline, set up for conflict. So, that was good. But then I think whatever they had planned, they had to scrap and go with, what they did because of the hurricane threw a wrench in things.
Well, and they made it about like him wanting to rebuild versus her going, no.
Yeah, she wants to go home.
That's the most like conflict we got.
So I just got married, and I married into a large, close Italian family. Lots of relatives, lots of cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents, and a lot of people in this family. And I don't know anything about them or their stories. So that's why I'm really excited that this holiday season, I get to give a gift to these loved ones that makes them feel special and unique, just like the relationship that we share. That's why I'm giving everyone I care about Storyworth. Storyworth is an online service that helps you and your loved ones preserve precious memories and stories for years to come. It is a thoughtful and meaningful gift that connects you with those who matter most. Every week, Storyworth will email your relative or friend a thought-provoking question of your choice from their vast pool of possible options. Each unique prompt asks questions you've never thought to ask, like, what's the bravest thing you've ever done in your life? Or, if you could see into the future, what would you want to find out? After 1 year, Storyworth will compile all of your loved ones' stories, including photos, into a beautiful keepsake book that you'll be able to share and revisit for generations to come. Reading the weekly stories helps connect you with your loved ones no matter how near or far apart you are. So I'm excited to learn all of these stories about all of these new members of my family. With Storyworth, I'm giving those I love most a thoughtful, personal gift from the heart and preserving their memories and stories for years to come. Go to storyworth.com/fraudcast and save $10 on your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/fraudcast to save $10 on your first purchase. It's time to get real about mental health, you guys. We're coming out of the pandemic and things are open and people are going back to work. And this is bringing on a whole new set of stressors and anxiety and all kinds of issues for me personally. I am really grateful to have access to our sponsor, BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online. You get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room, especially since for me, physically going to a brick and mortar place is part of the anxiety inducing for me. So being able to talk online through your phone or your computer is really fantastic. It's more affordable than traditional office counseling, and financial aid is also available. The service is available for clients worldwide, and you can find the particular expertise you need online. You don't have to be limited to just those people who are close to you. The licensed professional counselors at BetterHelp.com, they specialize in depression, stress, anxiety, relationship, sleeping, trauma, anger, LGBTQ matters, grief, self-esteem, and so much more. Anything you share is confidential, it's convenient, professional, and affordable. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/fraudcast. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fraudcast. Do we want to talk about, okay, so speaking of who else is here, is Ari and Benny.
I know, together at that.
Benny's here and they're together, although they seem a little, I don't know, it's hard to say, hard to know with them. But that was the big reveal, I think, for that couple, was the fact that Benny is here.
Right.
And they are together. They haven't actually gotten married yet, as far as I know. Same with Victor and Ellie. I mean, they may have by now, but I don't think at the time of the filming of the tell-all, which is usually filmed like halfway through the season.
Right.
I think they're set up for some happily ever after because he's here, and now we get to see them living together in the United States and fighting about her ex-husband. And
either that or regular 90-day fiance.
Oh yeah,
because if they're not married, there's no happily ever after yet.
Right. And same with Victor and Ellie. That would be set up for regular 90 day because it's the 90 days before they get married. So they could be filming. That would
be more fitting. Yeah.
Yeah. For both of those couples would be interesting to see how all that is going down. What about Cory and Evelyn? Is there anything to say about them? I mean, I think I said the thing that Cory said about is being raised Mormon and not acting like it now to Stephen was like the most noteworthy thing he's ever said on his entire tenure.
Coming from Cory.
Right? When even Cory thinks you're a douchebag, there was a lot of that.
Oh my God. Just like.
Now, for those of you guys who don't remember, when Cory and Evelyn's storyline first started, they were living at the Mormon murder compound in Washington.
Oh my God, not the murder compound.
In Washington, which was Cory's family's like compound, right? They were living there together before they both were flying to wherever they're at now.
Ecuador.
So, and she was complaining about taco night or something. So they were living together. So he has, from the jump, although his family is Mormon or whatever, he has never been acting in such a way. He was living with her on the murder compound, and then they went to Ecuador and he did magic tricks for her family, and they thought he was like a witch or something.
but he at least knows like the Mormon values, right? Like,
right. And he admitted, he was like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I don't act Mormon, but I'm not also out there spouting it in the Book of Mormon and making others conform to it, you know?
Right.
So I think one of the biggest surprises of the night was like how many cast members were raised Mormon. Like, who knew Armando was raised Mormon? Like, that surprised me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was I was really glad that the tell-all was only one episode.
I know there wasn't enough drama.
Well, there wasn't a lot of like, let's recap the entire show that we just watched, you know, which I think is like they stretch it out so much to make it into 2 or 3 or whatever. But also, yeah, maybe there just wasn't a lot of drama.
There wasn't a lot of crazy moments here to you know, start stuff in the tell-all. So
right. So that's good. So tonight, we're recording this on Sunday. I don't know. Hopefully it'll get put out today, but producer How to Life Mate has a lot going on today. So I don't know. Hopefully. And is the beginning of the new season of Before the 90 Days starts.
Yes.
With all the new couples, everybody new except for Usman.
Yes. This is gonna be great though. I wanted new people. I think my fatigue comes from seeing people come back. And I don't know why I'm so against it. Because I know that's how they're making their but the people are making a fucking career out of this show. I guess that drives me nuts. I'm like, one and done or 1 and 2 and then send them on their way. So there has to be a lot of people applying for the show, and you keep milking the tape of these old ass fucking stories. It's
absolutely. And speaking of making a career out of it, we got 2 new spinoffs coming. David and Annie.
No.
Yes. And Lauren and Alexi.
Okay, I'm for that one. And that one's going to be cute.
Entire spinoffs based exactly on these couples. Now, I know a lot of people wanted David and Annie because despite what we saw on the show when they were on it, and David was kind of a dick, and
they actually like each other.
Yeah, they're actually
good
funny
for each other, and they are having babies. So that is one of the prerequisites to getting
David
a spinoff.
and Annie are not having babies.
Oh, David and Annie. I'm thinking about David. I'm thinking about Annie and Robert.
Oh, they're not getting their own show, but yes, they are having babies. She's got 2 babies.
David
they're on Pillow
Annie.
Talk. They're funny.
That's why there's so many people.
I know.
A spinoff for them is cute. I mean, they kind of can get their own show now.
David and Annie.
Mm-hmm.
By David Toborowski. They have been on on Pillow Talk, and they are absolutely killing it there. People love them. They love seeing their relationship. We love seeing Annie cooking in bed. At least my husband loves that part. What is she cooking now? They had this cooking spinoff on YouTube or something, but now they're actually getting their entire own spinoff. And I think this is going to the app, and then it'll probably come on, they'll have it as, if they need regular content. I don't know for sure where it's going. But then Lauren and Alexi, they had 2 babies that all look identical to each other and to Alexi. So no questioning the DNA on that one. So lots coming. So if you guys are a fan of those couples, you can go watch them. But I'm really excited for the new season of Before the 90 Days, and looks to be like we have some good trash coming. So I'm very excited about that. And we will be covering all of it. Hopefully it's not boring. If it's really boring, then we have to go back to every other week episodes and to try to find content to cover. And it's just a chore to watch. But hopefully it's not.
Fingers crossed.
So I think that's all we got. Yeah. Did we miss anybody?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because, last time we thought we had covered everybody and we forgot.
I know.
Yeah. So that's it. Hopefully we're done with a lot of these people. And at least for now, like you said, fatigue is set in with these couples, and bring on the newbies. And that's it. That's all we got. Thanks for tuning in. We are the Fraudcast, and we're dumpster diving so you don't have to.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Amazon is changing the way we think about TVs. Say hello to the Amazon Fire TV Omni series, a new 4K ultra-high-definition smart TV with Dolby Vision and hands-free Alexa. This is Amazon's first hands-free TV with all your favorite Fire TV and Alexa features now in one TV. You can stream all of your favorite content, shows, music, and more. The Amazon Fire TV Omni series is available in a variety of sizes and competitive prices in store at Best Buy or at Amazon.com.